There's definitely going to be building space needs and outdoor space needs that we've been collecting that will use some of that up. But yes, I mean, I think it's going to be the challenge of balancing good quality outdoor space with the building footprints and deciding how to accommodate the uses, because you do need some parking, people do need some secure yard space, with nice outdoor spaces for pedestrians and nice entrances to buildings, and the buildings that are the right size for the functions they're performing. So I think it's true, there's a balance, and we're going to look at options that probably have combinations of 2-story and 1-story structures to try and get that right balance. But I wanted to know if there are any extreme aversions, to testing 2-story structures.
I think that, if there's a way to do 2 stories, and it may be cost prohibitive, but to do parking underneath some of those stories would be really nice, because I took Caltrain to the city for so many years, and I'm still so upset that it doesn't stop here, and I have the hope that it's going to come back one day, and I don't want it to be so that we have no ability to park once the train comes back to the town, and
That's good to know.
pushing for it. So
2019.
Yes, sir. I think one of the biggest wastes of space on that map is this street right out here. And I think it could be moved to parallel the railroad tracks. Right next to the railroad tracks, it would be a straight line with the way it is down off campus, so to speak. And then you'd have a much larger usable campus if that street just came straight right next to the railroad.
All right, so we want to challenge you with an exercise, because you guys are all now sort of queued up
Can I
for
ask one
thinking about, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, one thing that's as landscape architects near and dear to me, the trees. Obviously, we have a magnificent tree canopy here. The trees are in varying states. Some are in excellent health, so some are in decline. And as the pictures conveyed, some of them have been heavily pruned. Sometimes the grade has been changed around them. There's been a lot of paving around them. Some of them are persisting and doing well. But I wanted to get a general sense of what the community sentiment was towards the trees.
We did have one fall down right by the train,
Okay.
because there was too much cement around it. And we had one blow down in the parking lot last spring. But the trees that are along, I thought what that gentleman suggested, putting the road up there, those trees that are along there are like scrub oaks and really not heritage type vegetation. Half of them are dead. So I don't see saving those along the railroad.
Those are actually coastal live oaks, and what's happening there is they're kind of naturalizing. And they're a native tree.
Nice word.
Yeah. You learn how to put things in nice terms. So what's happening is that those are part of the native landscape. They're over at that little school over there, everywhere. They're a signature element, and part of what's happened with them is they're competing with some of the other non-native trees. So they're growing at angles, and I agree with you. It's not. It doesn't look like Yosemite Valley by any stretch, but there is some value to those.
Part of that has to do with the way they've been pruned or not pruned.
Exactly.
They haven't been cared for.
Okay. Great.
So we're going to do a little exercise about town services, but I'm getting the sense that, am I right in understanding that all of you have accessed or utilized, several of the town services at some point or another? I mean, you've all been to the post office and the library and have had occasion at some point or another to access one of the other departments. Is that right? So everyone here is pretty grounded and pretty familiar in what your city provides for you. So the third exercise we wanted to do with you tonight is, now that you've kind of gotten all queued up and telling us your likes and dislikes, is you'll see on some of the tables that we've set out, and there's one in the other room and there's some up here, we want to kind of have you break up a bit, and we've given you more stickers. Like, we cleared out the site, left the property lines, the railroad track, but you'll see we took away the roads, we left the trees, we left this building just because we weren't sure if it was significant or not, so you can cross it out. We've given you a bunch of stickers. They have labels on, like city clerk and building department and public works department. And we just wanted you to take about 20 minutes and sort of play around with, if you could put stuff where you want it, and you didn't have to worry about where the roads were now or where the buildings were now, how would you want your civic center to be? Where would you want the buildings to be? Where would you want open space to be? Where do you think the road would be better and safer? So we're hoping we could break you up into groups around these different tables and just play with markers and stickers for about 20 minutes and see what you come up with. There's no wrong answer. It's kind of an extension of your likes and dislikes. Some of you had some really great ideas. You should put it all in one building over near Fair Oaks, or you should, save the facade and extend a different use back to the library where it is now. So we'd like to hear some of those ideas and have you mark these up. There's another one up here if you want to come up here and work over this one. Come up around. Basically, we want to keep these streets. Connected up and make it straight.
It would come straight across. Now, it would eliminate one tree, I think, or something. But this is it. That's very unsafe. I mean, I walk around here all the time. Going straight makes so much more sense. Yeah. I mean, and it gives us a whole lot of extra space in here to do things. Right. I mean, this is it.
And if you could move Ashfield up along this boundary, if you have to have Ashfield come through, I don't know if you do.
I don't know if you do. Okay, do you? What if you dead-ended this?
Why would it have to come through? I mean,
I think we need Ashfield to access the front of the administrative building, wherever it is, so that people can park, because everyone likes that convenience.
What if it just stopped and it's dead-ended?
But there's parking through that they could drive from what you're saying is having parking through this way.
Right, that's right. I think that's possible.
And
make this the city center right in here.
Right,
okay,
all the way through here.
You would like the center to be kind of right in here.
Well,
you would still access
part of it, I mean, there's different buildings, but
Right,
they're
but somewhere-
like a big open space in here, with that being one and maybe another here and another down here. I think the police needs access to both Fair Oaks and Ashfield.
Right.
So the police would need to be up there somewhere.
Police wants to be somewhere where.
Right about
here, I think.
yeah, right about there. That's right.
Right.
So I mean,
If you opened up this building here and made this an entrance to the library and the library back there coming off this building, then it'd be a beautiful entrance and a contemporary library behind.
and we have more room rather than these blocks in a building. You could have a decent sized building.
Yeah, well, Redwood City did it, and Milpitas used an elementary school as the entrance to their library.
The planning maybe needs to be, maybe it needs to still be where it's at. All that other areas, where it's
Yeah, so you still got, so we kind of bring the library kind of here, maybe there's outdoor space. You've now got the road passing by.
But you would have all sorts of parking right on the where it's road now. that you
Right,
would have
right. So the road isn't in front of the
Right.
library, there's parking, but you come down this road, maybe Public Works is next.
Public
There's
Works
parking maybe over here.
Or, well, where the road is right now,
Yeah.
Coming in a little bit.
coming in, right.
Yeah, right into there.
Right in through there, and the only people that would be using it would be the them.
People going to the library, it's not a through, it's not going through.
I mean,
I think that's a good idea.
yeah, that you keep them isolated from the kids actually, that, you know.
Right, so there's no cross traffic where the kids are, I agree with that.
Right.
So one thought that we haven't already talked about at all is the existing train station.
Yes.
Do we feel there's any integration that would be preferable to get the train station maybe closer to, I mean, to work from a historic building? But it's sort of it's a little orphan sitting out there all by
Yeah,
itself.
I'm not sure because of its historical value.
Well, and one of the things, it's not technically yours.
Yeah, because it is.
We don't own this
all-
property.
No, I understand that. I understand that, but we haven't addressed this building as part of the, we're like pretending it doesn't
It's
exist.
either gonna be there and stay there because it doesn't belong to you, and so how do you work with
Nor
it?
does this parking right here. This parking belongs.
Yeah,
No, right here, this is the line, this is all ours.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Only
some of
one
it-
car deep.
Okay.
It's only one
Right.
car deep that's there.
Right, okay. But if, yeah. But I think it would be really good if the street always had to come through someplace else. Fair Oaks is such a dangerous street.
So this
That-
intersection has become a T.
Yeah. Keep that aside.
People come around and say, so that today, I had to jump back on that bus, and then when I was in the car, I started out, and I told them by the time I got to the car,
Well, they speak. I live on Walnut. I have the same problem. You know, in crossing on El Camino, I mean, my father, he's gone. You know, I mean, he won't even cross it up. He'll go further down, you know, because it's so unsafe. Fair Oaks is such a very unsafe, and anything that we can discourage town cars from going someplace else rather than off here, I think is important.
Do you guys feel like you want to save this building?
and then build the new library on it. And then you,
Yeah, I mean,
carry the whole concept of them being like one of those matters.
right, I mean, it would have to be, I mean, you could certainly do, if you close off the road, make it, it doesn't have to be long and skinny, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, you could do anything.
Yeah, it could be any side, right,
Like this,
right.
like children,
Absolutely, and separate from where the adults are, and, you know, and there should be.
So what do you envision, so let's say we, you know, library is over here, we get police along, we turn Atherton, and we let it come out, somewhere along, it's aligned directly with this intersection.
And then you have a crosswalk here, a true crosswalk here, that's where people cross, not here. It's so dangerous, so unsafe. They cannot literally see pedestrians. When they come speeding past here, they cannot see those pedestrians. I know, I've been there too many times.
So, you know, we said